Hello and welcome to Yin with Mir. This video is intended for anyone who already has a somewhat established Yin yoga practice, so your body will be a little bit more open to entering into these more advanced Yin yoga poses right away. We're not going to do any warm-up. We're going to hold each of them for 3 minutes. And you do need one bolster for this practice. If you don't have a bolster, you can use a firm pillow or a couch cushion. Set yourself up. Thank you for being here, and let's get started. Okay, so welcome. We're going to begin on our mat, setting the bolster up towards the front edge of the mat. And we'll get into a tabletop where we can then slowly begin to lower down onto our bellies, letting that bolster rest underneath the rib cage. Drawing your elbows just in front of the bolster, we settle into Sphinx pose. Now, this may be the place for you to remain and hold depending on how you're feeling today. Otherwise, you can begin to press down through the hands and find your supported seal pose. You'll feel a much deeper back bend while you're here, a bit of activation through the arms, through the shoulders, and as you lift your nose, maybe even deeper through your front body and your neck. But placing your hands where it feels right for you, exactly as they were in Sphinx, or walking them closer towards the bolster. Find that back bend where you feel like you're really meeting yourself at your edge, where you think, oh, this might be a bit of an experience holding this for a longer period of time. See if you can settle in there. Of course, if you feel pain at any point in this practice, please exit the pose, offer yourself exactly what you need, practice listening to your body. But if you experience discomfort, know that that is a natural thing to experience in a Yin class. We actually welcome it because it can reveal to us how we want to initially react in the face of discomfort. I'm not sure if that sentence made sense, but you know what I mean. The more that we can sit with discomfort, the better able we will be able to learn how to respond to it rather than to react to it. So for the next minute, let's breathe all together with a slow and steady and calming breath. And then for the final minute, I'll offer silence for you to try and focus your mind on your breathing, either in the same style or just however it feels best for you today. Let's begin with an exhale. We inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2. Last round. Inhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We're here for one more minute. Let's take one more deep breath in here. And as you exhale, we'll meet where we all began, lowering down into Sphinx pose, just taking this time to melt, to trust the bolster. Let's tuck our toes, bring our hands towards the mat, and just lift yourself up into a tabletop. Consider wiggling your spine slowly side to side, offering yourself a little bit of relief while you're here. And then we're going to set ourselves up for our second pose, just bringing the bolster lengthwise along the mat, and we'll sit down on the bolster, on the edge of the bolster, just like this. So from here, we're immediately stretching the tops of our feet, the tops of our ankles, maybe even feeling it in the knees or in your quads. So if this is the place for you, depending on how your body's feeling, how hydrated you are, maybe this is the place to stay. Or you can begin to walk your hands back in the opposite direction as your toes. I like to turn my hands in the direction of my toes, really feel that support and strength in your arms. And we can just begin to puff up through the chest. And again, maybe this is where you're going to stay. This is a great place, a deep shoulder release, accessing through the chest. We continue to open up through the back. Maybe you even release tension from the neck as you let your head fall behind you. So again, this could be the place for you. If you'd like to enter into the full expression of saddle pose, then you work your way all the way down onto the bolster and then place your hands intuitively. So you can place your hands down by your sides. You can connect your hands to your heels, your hips, your ribs. This pose may bring up some intense sensations right away. So just welcoming that point of comfort and connection as your hands interact with your space or your body, finding your deep breaths, and notice as the sensations may grow, as they call for your attention, as the discomfort may build, that's what we're welcoming in many ways, that is part of the practice. I say mostly to myself, as this is absolutely excruciating and a reminder that it's something I need to practice more. But wow, it does not feel great. And then you can make sense of why you might not enter this pose a lot, even as a teacher. It can be discouraging to enter into a shape that brings up all sorts of feelings like inadequacy, inferiority. And so generally we avoid those poses and those sensations when really that is exactly where we should be leaning into, finding comfort in those sensations, in those feelings, in those thoughts. Practice showing up for yourself, affirming, I can do this. Good things take time. I got this. Whatever it is you need to hear to persevere in this moment, offering yourself some deep breaths. And for the final minute that we're here, I'm going to focus on doing exactly that. I'm right here with you. Let's begin. Okay, let's slowly ease our way out of this, bringing our forearms, our elbows, our hands, to the mat, and working our way into a tabletop. And wow, my back feels all sorts of ways. Taking this time just to let the sensations dissipate before we go into our third and final posture. While we're here, we're going to remove the bolster, and we can once again bring it lengthwise towards the front edge of the mat. And I made a mistake at the beginning of this video. If you'd like to go and set yourself up with a blanket or with a towel, then please feel free to do that. I'm going to go without one, and we're going to set ourselves up in frog pose. So let's begin by widening our knees as wide as the mat or wider. And then we're gonna turn our toes out towards the sides, bringing two 90-degree angles in our knees. From here, we want our hips stacked directly in line with the knees, and then we can fold down onto the bolster. And if you don't want to use a bolster here, then you can melt down all the way to the mat and just settle in for this deep hip release. Since I'm on the hardwood floor here, of course, the sensations under my knees, under the bone beneath my big toe, all of that is calling for my attention basically right away. And then I'm confronted with these feelings of, can I do this? Can I last 3 minutes? And the answer is, of course, yes. For me personally, I can't speak to what you're experiencing. And again, if you feel pain, please offer yourself the relief that you need. But in these moments where I feel nervous or rushed, I'm oftentimes reminded of what I'm doing outside of this pose and how hard certain efforts may be, how much I may want to quit or give up or think the task ahead is too daunting. And so it's in these moments, even though it's just 3 minutes, that I really think to myself that this is a practice of building my resilience, of building my self-confidence in feeling like I've deeply accomplished something. And then I can carry forward that perspective shift or that small win forward into the rest of my day, whether it is journaling or reflecting or communicating or sharing or teaching or whatever it may be. So it's really just all good things that are happening even as we sit with this discomfort. Finding those deep breaths, of course, help. Noticing as the sensations may intensify that the breath may grow even more shallow. Can you deepen your breath in response, indicating to the system, the nervous system, that you are safe, that you see yourself, that you hold space for yourself. And we're here for 1 more minute. Let's welcome some stillness, some silence, some time to connect and embrace whatever comes up. Let's take 1 more deep breath in. 1 more deep breath out. And then we're going to bring both hands underneath the shoulders, tucking the toes, working your way back into a tabletop, and just offer yourself anything that you need, a little bit of wiggling, a little bit of cat-cow, a little bit of stillness or child's pose. Really take this time to practice listening to your body, to meeting your own needs. As I've shared several times, I really do think that's so much of what a yoga practice is about. And then when you're ready, I hope that you'll join me in a seated position. Maybe it's cross-legged or seated kneeling, seated on a couch or a chair, whatever. And from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for taking the time to practice with me. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day wherever you are.